see. Are you going in with the selfie? They catch the selfie.
Hey. Okay, let's see if I see it.
I see it. So, as you hop on, do what you do and invite. Thumbs and hearts across the screen. This is going to be a good one.
Yes, most definitely, you guys. You know what to do. Share, share, share. We want you to share with somebody that you know is ready to get their finances in order, ready to leave a legacy, ready to build wealth. Invite and share, all right? We want you to spread the word because each one teach one, right? That's how we do it.
Absolutely, because as you're growing, you naturally want the people that you're connected to grow as well, and we all grow together. That's really what this platform with this show is all about, growth. It's about us growing as individuals and evolving as individuals, but at the same time, you growing and evolving. So share, thumbs and hearts across the screen. Let us know where you're tuning in from, and we'll be going live shortly. We got a good topic for you. You want to go ahead and tell them what the title of today's topic is so they can kind of specifically know what they're sharing?
Yes, you guys, 10 reasons why building wealth is a team sport. 10 reasons why building wealth is a team sport. All right. Another thing, you guys, as you hop on, let us know where you are tuning in from. All right. We like to see how far we can reach. You may even be able to get a little shout out going on our platform. So you guys, let us know where you are tuning in from, and we will get started here shortly. All right. Invite. Let's get about 10 shares going while we while we ramp up. All right. I see Atlanta in the building. We literally just left Atlanta. So I don't know if we had the opportunity to meet. I don't recognize the name, but hey, we love Atlanta. That is our home away from home. I see Robert Plant in the building out in Texas. Miss Voice Doc is on. Got some California in the house. So welcome you guys again. Show us some thumbs, show us some hearts. Like my sister says, if you like us, give us a thumb. If you love us, give us some hearts.
Okay. So hopefully you at least like or love us. If not, then I don't think you'll be tuning in to us. So we want to go ahead and get this show on the road. As you already know, or if you don't know, if this is your first time tuning in, this is We Are Royalty, brought to you by the one and only Mr.
and Mrs.
Smith. And see, what you got to understand about We Are Royalty is not us just saying that we are royalty. We're also saying that you are royalty as well. You see, being royal includes you adopting a royal mindset, adopting, some royal habits. And hopefully if we tell you enough that you are royalty, you'll start to believe it. And once you start to believe that you are royalty, then you'll start to act royally and you'll have royal results. So the combination of all those things all go together to form the fact that we are royalty, and so are you. And like she said, today's topic is 10 reasons why building wealth is a team sport. You see, a lot of people try to figure this thing out, call wealth, or do things on their own, or they say, I got it. I'm trying to figure it out. But we want to, kind of debunk the myth of doing it all by yourself. You want to do things in the form of a team because it has benefits to it. And we just want to share 10 of our reasons that we feel building wealth is a team sport. And hopefully you can adopt it, understand it, and then position yourself to be a part of a team that's on a mission to building wealth. Don't do it all by yourself. Quinn, you want to take them away, or you got something else you want to add?
No, well, you guys, as I stated earlier in the introduction, you may or may not know that we are, freshly in from Atlanta, Georgia. So that actually kind of sparked the idea for this video. We're not going to share every single thing that we learned at the conference, or, the new people that we met, because you should have been there. All right. If you are a part of our platform, then you most definitely should have been there in Atlanta. But what we are going to do is we're going to give you these 10 reasons why we feel like building wealth is a team sport. So we'll go ahead and get started here shortly. Again, invite. We need you to share and appreciate it. All right. So I guess we can go ahead and pop it off. We can go ahead and get started, right?
If you're ready for number one, start typing the ones in the comments. Let us know that you're ready for number one. Like we said, 10 reasons why building wealth is a team sport. Ones in the comments, let us know. Hopefully you're on a mission to building wealth. If you're following our page, if you're friends with us, we only want the people who are serious about taking full control of their personal finances and building wealth. So that being said, hopefully the information that we're serving you does you some form of service. So ones in the comments, let us know if you're rocking with us. Let us know that you're ready for the first reason why building wealth is a team sport and not something you should be just doing all alone. Number one.
Yes. All right, y'all. So number one is that you get the chance to share your challenges and your ideas. I mean, here's the thing. When you're building any type of business, when you're, building any type of legacy and, aspiring to leave a legacy for your future generations, it's crazy the importance of being around like minds. I mean, you have to be around like-minded individuals who are going to actually help you. If you have any struggles along the way, you can kind of, talk that out with them, as well as you can get ideas of maybe shortcuts, different ways that you can go, things that's working for them, things that's working for you, and you can really compress those ideas. You have to be around like minds. We say this all the time in so many different forms. We talk about changing your circle. If you look at your 5 friends and you add up all of their annual income and do the math, the average will be your income and things of that nature. So you hear this, I know, over and over and over again, and it is a big contributing factor to building wealth. All right, being able to share those challenges and ideas.
Think about it. If you have a group of people that you're partnered with and you're on the road to building wealth and they've already experienced some challenges that you have yet to come across just yet, it only makes sense for you to be partnered with those people. Reason being, if somebody else realized that, they would put themselves in a bad predicament by doing certain things in the wrong order, then that would be beneficial to you for you to know it. So that's a challenge that you can avoid. You see, you don't have to make all of the mistakes. You don't have to overcome all of the challenges. You can learn from those who have already overcame those challenges. So when it comes to building wealth, it's no different. You see, some people may have messed their credit up, but they can keep you from messing your credit up entirely. Some people may have gone too deep into debt, but they can keep you from going too deep into debt. Some people may have paid for their homes or their cars 2 and 3 times due to the interest that's being charged, but they can show you how not to pay for cars and homes 2 or 3 times, but pay them off early because they've already experienced that challenge. If you're doing it all by yourself, then how can you overcome or know what obstacles to avoid? You see, when you're partnered with a group, they can let you know, look, I already been down this road. This is the way you want to do it because the way I did it didn't work for me. So gain knowledge and experience from those who have already overcome those challenges. Big reason of why you want to be a part of a group, because you can overcome certain things without actually having to overcome those things.
Yeah, I most definitely agree. And you guys, that leads into number 2. So if you are ready for number 2, I want you to drop a 2 in the comments. Go ahead and drop the number 2 and go ahead and share this video, because
Absolutely.
We are about to go in. You just have to understand the importance of being around people that's going to take you to the next level. You have to understand the importance of that. I just want you to think about it. If every single person are living check to check, they're struggling for the most part, they're working jobs, they're unhappy in life, you can only do so much uplifting to those type of people, and eventually they're going to win. Okay, if those are all the only people that you hang around, you either have to distance yourself or you're going to be right there in that same situation, living check to check, unhappy with life and everything else that I mentioned. Okay, so you want to make sure you see that, and it's easy for you to tell who's doing better than you. It's easy for you to tell, the people that can motivate you. That's very, very easy for you to tell. So you have to understand the importance of that. So number 2, you guys, number 2 is accountability. Now, this is so funny because I was the very person who used to say accountability partners. I don't understand. I don't understand why people need those. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it. Okay. If you want better, you're going to get better. You're going to go after it. You're going to chase it. But I had to take a step back, because having somebody that you can hold accountable and that will hold you accountable It's crazy the type of things that you can get done. If you got somebody in your ear saying, look, Queen, you said you wanted to do this, this, and this. What's up? Did something change? Were you just playing? Were you serious? So it's crazy the type of people that can hold you accountable and the effects of having that accountability partner can actually do and have on your finances.
I love it. I love it. You see, it's hard for us to hold ourselves accountable solely. Don't get me wrong. Now, I know it's people out here who can, hold themselves accountable based on other things, but just trying to do it alone doesn't carry as much weight as if you have a system, a team, or even a certain partner who's also helping hold you accountable. So you got to understand the power in that. And it may not just be a matter of them saying, hey, you said you wanted to do this. You're not sticking to your word. You're not sticking to your commitment. You're not sticking to your resolution or whatever it is that you set out to achieve. It may just be a matter of them pushing forward to continue the journey of building wealth, and you realize that they're making progress and you're not. So if they're making progress and you're not, that's a silent way of them holding you accountable because they continued and pressed forward through their wealth building journey. So it's a lot of ways that accountability can play a part. But if you're just doing it yourself, then you have nothing to scale it up against, nothing to compare to. Sometimes comparing can be great if it motivates you. Right. Now, when you get to comparing and it puts you in a position to where you're feeling discouraged or you're feeling like you can't do it, that's when you need to make a shift. But let the comparisons motivate you if you see somebody making progress or doing better or striving for greatness, because the overall goal is building wealth. Getting money out of the way is an issue. So accountability works a ton of different ways, but it doesn't happen by yourself. A team is very powerful in helping that accountability take you to the next level.
Yeah. I mean, it only makes sense to me now, so again, y'all, I had to humble myself a little bit because I just did not see somebody else holding you accountable and come on, let's hold hands. Let's walk to the finish line together. I just did not see the vision in that originally, but now, it's so much more clearer to have that person that you can talk to, you can share your challenges, your struggles with, and now that you can hold accountable and that person can hold you accountable. It's crazy, the importance of those two things. Now, if you're ready for number 3, go ahead and drop the comments if you haven't already. With that number 3, go ahead and on this list, you guys, there's a total of 10 that we are going to put out here. You have to understand how wealth building is a team sport.
Absolutely.
It's a team sport. It's not something that you do by yourself. Another thing, while we're getting ready to do number 3, I also want you guys to understand that everybody's definition of wealth is different.
True.
Everybody's definition is different. Being wealthy does not mean that you are filthy rich.
Okay.
For some people.
Right.
It does not mean having a whole lot of money, more money than what you can do with. Everybody's definition is different. For some people, wealth is happiness and just being overall happy, waking up on a day-to-day, being happy with your situation, having a happy life, having a happy marriage, kids, having enough money to basically just pay all of your bills passively, have some money left over for whatever it is that you want to do. For other people, being wealthy is having multi-millions or being a billionaire. Okay, so everybody's definition of wealth is different. So we just want to throw that out there. We're not just talking about money. Okay, even though we like talking about money, that's not all that we're talking about. Okay, so you have to understand whatever your definition of wealth is, it's a team sport. You can't do it yourself.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely. I love it.
It's lonely up there at the top. Right? You need somebody to go with you. No, I'm just playing. Okay, so number 3. It gives you the ability to learn and teach.
Powerful. Number 3, it gives you the ability to learn and to teach. You see, if you already knew every step that was required in order to build wealth, and right now I'm talking about your economy, I'm talking about money, I'm talking about finances, personal financial success. If you already knew everything that it took in order to build wealth, you would already be wealthy. So if you're not already wealthy in the terms of having money out of the way as an issue, then you're on your road to building wealth. So with that being said, you have to learn something new in order to grow into the person who finally does understand what it takes or what's required in order to build wealth. So being in a group, it gives you the ability to learn from those who may be one step further than you are. You got to understand, the teacher only has to be one chapter ahead of the student. So that works both ways. So what that basically means is, if the teacher, someone who knows more than you, is just one chapter ahead, that's one chapter that you don't know, and that's one more ability or opportunity for you to learn a little bit more. And as you learn more, you grow as a person mentally, and hopefully you grow financially if you apply what it is that you learn. Now, since we're talking about a group, since we're talking about a team, once you're learning, you're putting yourself chapters ahead of other people who are on the team or who may be new to the team. So once you learn something and you apply what it is that you learn, if you reach back and teach someone else who doesn't know what it is that you know, now that you've attained this newfound knowledge, you're putting yourself in a position to teach. And truth be told, when you're teaching, you're actually doing more learning than the person who's just absorbing the information. You see, when you teach the information, you're hearing it once because you're saying it, but you're hearing it twice because you're thinking it as you're saying it. So you're learning twice. So now you have the ability to teach. That puts you in a position of mastery. Now you're mastering the knowledge that you gain. So it puts you in both positions. You're learning, you're being a student, but you're teaching. So you're giving it all back, and it works full circle. And it kind of puts it, it engraves it into you. It makes it concrete when your knowledge is able to be learned, applied, then taught to others. It just kind of solidifies your knowledge, and hopefully that application continues. So each one teach one, and you got to reach back. So it puts you in a position to learn and teach to further your wealth.
Yeah, and I know that I'm not just speaking for myself when I say this. We have this conversation all the time.
True.
I actually got this from my husband. Here's the thing. I do not like being in a situation where I'm the only person teaching and I'm not learning anything at all from them. Yeah. I feel like if I'm spending any amount of time with anybody, there should be some form of exchange. I mean, even with our kids, we learn so much from them on a day-to-day. And then, of course, because we're their parents, we're their first teachers. So there's an exchange there. Okay, so that's a small example. But I will not spend a lot of time with an individual if I don't feel like I'm getting anything. If I'm just pouring into a person and I'm doing literally all the teaching. Think about it. You're talking to an individual and they have all of these notes. I mean, pages after pages after pages, but you have nothing. Your paper is empty. That's not a good exchange. Okay. So you should always be looking for individuals that's going to give you that exchange. And that's what I love about going to big events like what we did out in Atlanta, because there were so many exchanges going on. And here's the thing. I know if I feel that way, keep in mind, you should always hang around people that you can learn from. But keep in mind, you have to be bringing a little bit to the table too. And I know if I feel that way, that I don't want to be the only one teaching, imagine how other people feel. I don't ever want to put anybody in a situation where I'm just absorbing all the knowledge and I'm not giving them anything in return. So I can only imagine being, you know what they call it? Being the smartest person in your circle.
Yep.
If you are the smartest person in your circle, that's a problem.
You don't want to be the smartest person in the room, especially all the time. And this is what you got to understand. Sometimes you will find yourself where you are the smartest person in the room, or you are doing all of the teaching. But make sure if you're burning the fuel or you're feeding someone, you know, what it is that you know, that you're going somewhere else to be refueled. Yes. So you have to make sure you keep things into perspective. Every person who does some teaching, they have to go to seminars or classes or have mentors that can grow them in order to keep feeding you. Otherwise, they wouldn't grow. A mentor of ours always uses this scenario as it relates to, you know, an exchange or the lack thereof. They use the sports scenario. Since we said wealth building is a team sport, let's step away and talk sports for a minute. If you're playing basketball with Michael Jordan, you know, naturally, if y'all are playing for hours at a time, you're going to get better because you're going to learn certain techniques, certain moves, certain things you didn't even realize was a factor in basketball because you're playing with one of the greatest. However, his game is going to go downhill if he's only playing with you, because you have nothing that you're bringing to the table as it relates to a level of expertise in the sport or the game of basketball. However, if he's still getting training or still playing with other people that challenge him to go to the next level, then he's teaching you because he's playing with you and you're getting better. But at the same time, he's still getting better as well. So you have to use that as a scenario. If a person is just doing all of the teaching, then they're naturally dumbing themselves down unless they're refueling themselves. And a team allows you to do that nonetheless, because it's a lot of people that are in different stages. You have people who are at the expert level and they have to get fed nourishment so they can feed you and continue to grow your knowledge base. But at the same time, you have people that you can teach. So that give-take relationship makes everything turn around full circle. 4's in the comments if you're with us. 4's in the comments if you're ready for number 4. Wealth building is a team sport, so you got to look at it and understand it from that perspective. Number 4, if you're ready for the 4th one.
And you guys, while you're putting your number 4s in the comments and while you're sharing this like crazy and inviting like crazy, I want to shout out my girl Jamisha. She said when you're teaching, you're learning twice as much.
Yep.
When you're teaching, you're learning twice as much.
Absolutely.
And I love the way that she worded that, because that's the absolute truth. You know, you can teach, and you know, again, on the back end, there's some form of an exchange, or there should always be some form of an exchange where you are also learning. Okay. So again, look for that exchange in all of your relationships, not just in a business relationship, not just as it pertains to, finances, but even in a relationship,
Absolutely.
you know, a marriage, while you're dating, look for that exchange, because guess what? If you're learning together, if you're learning and teaching one another, you're growing together.
Absolutely.
Okay. So keep that in mind. All right. So let's go.
Don't just be the leech. In other words, don't just be the leech.
You know, I didn't want to say it like that.
Yeah.
But, you know,
don't just be the person that's the blood sucker, just sucking all of the energy out of a person, and you're not at least teaching somebody else. You know, even if you can't feed them, teach somebody else, and then, you know, give back. So that's how I go. Don't just be a leech in this scenario. Type that in the comments. I will not just be a leech in the relationships that I'm involved in. Number 4, let's give it to him.
Number 4, let's get it. Let's talk about recognition and acknowledgement.
Okay.
I'll let you pop that one off.
Recognition and acknowledgement. See, this is the thing about, you know, being a part of a team. Naturally, you grow as the team is growing. All ships rise with the tide. So what that means is, if everybody else is getting better, if everybody else is making progress, you're naturally making progress as well. And once progress is made, then you acknowledge people. You recognize them for the efforts, the strides that they're taking. And this is what you got to understand. If you're on the right team, then the people who are involved in the recognition or the acknowledgement, they understand that every level of progress is important. Because you took one step, that's more than many people are willing to take. So we recognize and acknowledge people with the organization and the groups that we're a part of, but you got to understand, being a part of a team allows for that to even take place. So when you make progress as it relates to your finances, as it relates to your personal growth and development, you're acknowledged and you're recognized for doing so. Once you're recognized and doing so, it's a good chance that it'll keep you moving forward to do it again, because people naturally like some form of recognition and acknowledgement. So if you're being recognized for doing even the smallest form of taking a step towards building wealth, then it keeps you going and it keeps you going. But if it's just you and you're doing it by yourself, I mean, there are ways to reward yourself. Don't get me wrong. You can reward yourself, and you should reward yourself. But if a team is involved, not only are you rewarding yourself, you're also being rewarded and acknowledged and recognized by the team as you make those consistent strides towards building their wealth. So that's the power in the team. The team allows you to be recognized and acknowledged for the good that you're doing, which is beneficial to you anyway, but it pushes you further because we can all go and do more.
Yes. As our mentors say, as you say all the time, babies cry for it, grown men die for it.
Absolutely.
That's that acknowledgement and that recognition.
Absolutely.
You guys, think about it. If you're doing it all yourself,
yes,
I mean, you're doing everything yourself. You're building wealth. You're leaving a legacy. You're building an empire. You're growing. You're learning. You're teaching. You're doing everything yourself. Who's going to tell you good job?
True.
Who are you going to talk with when you have struggles or when you have, hardships coming from any area? So you'll be surprised how the words thank you or good job or well done, you'll be surprised how those words can affect you.
Absolutely.
Look it up. I mean, it's just typical people. And most women, we like to be acknowledged. We like to be recognized, as often as we possibly can. So just think about what I'm saying here. I love when somebody says, hey, you're doing a good job. But if you're not surrounded around like minds, if you're not surrounded with people who's also on that same exact mission to build an empire, you'll never hear it. And guess what? You'll get discouraged. You'll quit. You'll eventually fall off the face of the earth like so many people that we work with. Okay? Because you're not hearing that enough. But on the flip side, you have to be putting in that work in order to get acknowledged, in order to be recognized. So, that's another reason why, again, I keep bringing up this huge conference that we attended in Atlanta, and there's a whole section just centered around acknowledgments, recognition, being awarded. I got a nice little plaque, for some of the work that I've been doing. I mean, we acknowledge everything, credit scores, debt elimination,
yes,
being able to help people all over the
yes,
nation, being able to duplicate certain things, being good leaders. So those things I feel like everybody needs. And guess what? We keep going back. Every 3-4 months, we're going back because everybody needs that. That's almost what fuels you to do better. Okay. So acknowledgement and recognition is big. I know you probably have something else that you want to add. So drop a number 5 in the comments while Marcus is wrapping that one up.
Absolutely. 5's in the comments, my favorite number of them all. So I hope you're taking notes. I hope you're putting this in the comments so you can go back to it and, and see why it's important to be a part of a team. But basically, when you have some type of acknowledgement, it's just giving you the sense of accomplishment. It's letting you know that your work and your efforts are not in vain. Even though you're seeing it, hopefully, if you're doing it or making strides towards building wealth, you're seeing it on your income and your balance sheets. Hopefully, you're seeing it there. But when somebody just pats you on the back and let you know you're doing good, that goes a long way. It goes to a level that you really can't see or explain. So you have to be involved with people who want to see you win. If you're around a circle of people who don't want to see you thrive or shine or not willing to tell you about your well-doings or the progress that you're making, then, you may be missing something. But when you're automatically in a group of people who thrive off of seeing you thrive, then you're naturally going to get that type of nourishment. You see, we feed ourselves food, but a lot of times we don't get encouragement or that type of nourishment. And that's what a team allows you to do. 5's in the comments. I see some 5's floating through, and we're going to give it to you just right. No, these are in no particular order. Take the ones that you feel, you can adopt and understand, but definitely understand you're not in this alone if you put yourself in a position to be around a team of people.
Yes, most definitely. And I'm going to shout out Jamisha again because she said you have to be around a circle of people who want to see you win.
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
Team
because
sport.
A lot of the times that's where the acknowledgement comes from.
Yes.
Somebody else who wants to see you win. Hey, you know what, Queen? You're doing an amazing job.
Absolutely.
Let's get it. Let's do this thing together. So it's no better feeling than that. Number 5, you guys, is the mastermind principle.
Mm-hmm.
Mastermind principle. Take that one away.
All right. Now, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the mastermind, but if not, look it up. It's a powerful piece. It's incorporated in everything that we do, whether you know it or not. Basically the mastermind principle ties into the fact that a group of individuals get together, and however many amount of individuals are together, there's an unseen brain that is also involved in the works of the efforts of that particular group. So what that basically means is if you're in a group of people and y'all are all striving towards the same goal, in this scenario, all striving towards building wealth, the fact that you're in a mastermind group of people who all have that same goal target in place that they want to achieve and accomplish, it makes the journey that much more powerful. It's like the universe or God rewarding a team of people pushing towards their worthy ideal and making it even more possible. You'll just be surprised at how different things start aligning, things that you can't explain. You thought you were doing one thing and then something shows up and makes it easier. You thought you were, going to have a hard time accomplishing or getting the cash flow necessary to accomplish this goal. Then something else shows up and makes that even more, reachable or obtainable. It's all dealing with the mastermind principles. So if you look at groups, any groups, they're tapping into that mastermind principle. It's unseen forces that are automatically working in their favor, whether they know it or not. But it doesn't happen if you're doing it yourself. See, two people create an additional brain of which is known as the mastermind, basically just because two people unite. So when we united, it's an unseen force that's also pushing us in a positive direction of where we're wanting to go. So imagine the power of a team of people. A team can be unlimited. It could be a group of 10. It could be a group of 10,000. So imagine the power that can go into a movement who have that same worthy ideal in mind to accomplish. That's the power of a mastermind. So when you get with a like-minded group of people, you tap into the mastermind principle, which helps you achieve your goals a lot faster due to the unseen forces that start working out in your favor. So that's that.
I just want you to think about those words, together and individually.
Nice.
Master.
Right.
Mind.
Mm-hmm.
Mastermind.
I love it.
I mean, that's absolutely insane. Just having so many people who could bring so much to the table, and y'all are all becoming one. With an idea, you are all birthing something that's insane. Mastermind. So really think about that one. Mastermind. Do you feel like right now you have somebody in your life that you consider to be a part of your mastermind? If you had an idea that you want taken to the next level, can you run it by the individuals currently in your life, or are their minds too small for what it is that you want to bring to the table?
I love it.
Okay.
I love
Number
it. I love
6.
it. Drop the sixes in the comments.
Sixes if you're
in
ready.
The comments if you are with us. I see the love being shown.
Yes.
Drop the sixes in the comments and we're going to deliver it to you.
Also, give us some thumbs and some hearts, y'all. I think y'all are just really, really, really tuned in, because I don't see anything coming across the screen. And it's crazy sometimes when I see that, because it's like, okay, did we lose them? Are they still here? So it's a good feeling. But at the same time, sometimes it's like, okay, hold on. But I also wanted to just kind of bring up, you see over and over again now people doing mastermind events.
Yes.
Or mastermind cruises. I don't know really what y'all are tuned into, but the type of stuff that pops up on our timelines, mastermind cruises, mastermind trips, where they want to bring you in. You specialize in one thing, somebody else specializes in another thing. You come together and man, y'all just explode. So the masterminding is huge. It's huge, and it's really important if you're trying to build on so many different levels, especially wealth. I just want you to think about that. One of the biggest contributing factors to building wealth of any kind is business building. So imagine if you had this business idea and you have somebody who specializes, let's say, in the marketing aspect of whatever that idea is, bam. Those two people alone can just explode. So imagine bringing other people in who specializes also in different areas to bring that idea to life.
And to kind of add on to that, keep the sixes coming in the comments, but just to kind of give you a realistic perspective or, visual of how the mastermind principle can take effect without you really realizing it. This show was pretty much tapping into that mastermind principle. You see, we were interviewed by a couple who wanted to, tap into or pick our brains as it relates to business, marriage, family, those principles. However, that turned into us actually having our own show. So we bring the content, we bring the value, we bring the knowledge, we bring economic empowerment to you. But at the same time, we were able to tap into somebody who had the studio set up, the audio set up, the team of people to bring it all full circle. But had we not been moving in the right direction, had we not been masterminding, had we not been doing those things necessary by building a group or building wealth using the team sport aspect that we're telling you now, then this wouldn't have happened. So just imagine what it is you haven't already accomplished that could have been accomplished had you started doing it with a team. Because once you start doing it with a team, things move faster than you realize because of that mastermind principle. So you have to tap into it in order to experience it, and you're witnessing it now, whether you know it or not.
Yes,
Number
most
6.
definitely. You guys, number 6. Let's talk about the fact that it compensates each other's weaknesses and strengths.
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right. Now, look, you see, everybody has their weaknesses, and it's okay. You know, weakness has a negative connotation to it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're weak. It's just something that you're less experienced in. And everybody has their strengths. And just because a person has a strength in a certain area doesn't mean that they don't have weaknesses as well. But when you're with a team of people, it just basically means that somebody else can pick up your slack, pick up in an area to which you lack. So if it's something you're not familiar with or not knowledgeable on, I'm sure it may be somebody, depending on the size of the team, that is strong in that area. If someone in your team is strong in an area to which you are weak, then you automatically have that much more strength. Because you have, you have the ability to reach out and tap into the strength that they have. And the same goes for you. You have strengths in areas that someone else may be weak. And now, because they're part of the same team that you are, now they can tap into your strengths. You see, when you're by yourself, if you're weak in an area, you have nothing else to tap into. Right. You have no other source of power or energy to help you get that weight off of your shoulders. But once you're part of a team, if that weight gets too heavy to carry or too heavy to hold, now you got some people who can help you lift that weight and get the strength that they have. So now you're able to overcome that particular obstacle. And that all happens with the team. Queen, take them away. I know you got something.
I love how you broke that down, because you're right. Everybody has that weakness in certain areas.
Yes.
Whether it's, the lack of communication, the lack of marketing, the lack of consistency, regardless of what it is. If you got that team of people who can say, and just going back to number 2, some accountability.
Absolutely.
Somebody saying, look now, Queen, I know you struggle a little bit in this area. Try it this way. How about you just shift this? How about you take this word and you move it? I mean, literally, right before we came, I had one of my business partners just ask me to proofread something, because that's not one of her strengths. It really ain't my strength either. I'm going to keep it real with you, because I have my husband proofreading stuff all the time. But that's a team, right?
Absolutely.
Because I just said, this person handed it off to me. I hand stuff off to my husband all of the time. So you have to understand the ability to compensate the strengths.
I love it.
And the weaknesses. And then just going to the next level with it. All right. Number 7, if you are ready for number 7, go ahead and put a 7 in the comments. And another thing, just going back to number 6, you guys, no one can say that they are 100% strong and have no weaknesses in any area as it pertains to business building or building wealth.
Absolutely. You're a human being, so you're born with weaknesses, and then those weaknesses become strength as you practice and get better in those areas. But if you're practicing and getting better in certain areas, something is being neglected, which means that particular area is still a weakness to you, but it's a strength for someone else who practice in that particular area. And if you're a part of their team, then you can be a part of building wealth with them. So that being said, if you're just tuning in, what we're talking about is 10 ways or reasons how building wealth is a team sport. You're not supposed to do it by yourself. You're supposed to do it with a team of people, a team of growing minds, open minds, which eventually come like minds, and now you're building wealth together. Number 7 is where we're at, right?
Yes.
7's in the comments. I see them. See them.
So look, you guys, number 7 is, and somebody said the good number. Let's go.
Okay. All
right. I love number 7 too. So heavenly, right? All right. Number 7 is the exposure to the different lifestyles and the different personality types.
Okay.
Now, depending on who you tune into and the type of stuff that you feed your mind with, you would know that there are the main 4 personality types, right? We do a lot of building online, you guys. We work from the couch a lot. Okay, we work from the bed a lot. That's what we do. We work from home. Okay, we're self-employed, and with meeting all of these people online, you have different ways that you have to actually communicate with the different personality types. And then when that online leads to offline, like it did this past weekend, where you meet all of these people in person, you know exactly how to communicate. And you can kind of tell if your guess was right or if your guess was wrong. Okay. You have the personality type that just loves to have fun. Okay. And I love, again, about the event that we just left this past weekend, where all four of these personality types were kind of catered to. You can see it in different aspects of the 3 days that the event went on. So you have the person who loves to have fun in everything they do. They're going to participate more when it's fun, when it's music, when it's dancing, when we getting crunk. Okay. You have the personality type that just loves helping people. They will go out of their way to help somebody else. They put others before they put themselves. Okay. Real kind-hearted, heal the world, kumbaya type of person. Okay. You have that personality type. You have the person who's really knowledgeable, real analytical, love the facts.
Yep,
okay.
Yep.
They're the person who has a different notebook for every topic. Okay. They want to take notes. They may be they may criticize a little bit more because they notice little errors and certain mistakes in certain things, but it's only because they're so analytical, right?
Absolutely.
And they want to have 100% of the facts. And then there's the other personality type. Okay. The fourth one is, hold on.
Green is for the
money. How did I forget that one? Okay. That's my personality type. You have the personality type that loves to make money. Show me the money. Okay. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to grind to get it. Okay. So you have those four different personality types, and all four of those personality types, the reason why I put lifestyle in there is because they're living certain ways.
Yeah. That's
okay.
True.
The person who loves to have money, this is me, but they may be a tad bit more material. Okay. The person who loves having 100% of the facts, they may live a certain type of way. Okay. So everybody lives different lifestyles, but imagine putting all of those personality types in a room. Okay. So because I want you to think about it. If a person loves making money, they could teach you how to make it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If a person loves helping others, they can teach you how to be a good leader, right?
That's it.
If a person is really analytical and they love just facts and numbers and notes, they can teach you how to do a lot of things, right? They can teach you how to structure things well. They can teach you how to talk to others. They can teach you how to give a lot of information in a short amount of time. They specialize in certain things. And then the ones that love having fun, they don't want everything to be so serious all the time. So obviously they can lighten the mood in a more strict, more serious type of event, right?
Absolutely. See, and the perfect blend of that doesn't happen unless you're part of the team. You see, most people are predominant in one of those areas. There's four main personality types. Of course, there are a ton more, but most people are dominant in one of those areas. So that means that creates that give-take relationship we were talking about. You can gain something from a person who has a strength or is more dominant in one particular personality type than you are. And that way it's a win-win. I scratch your back, you scratch my back. And that's all helping because you're exposed to these type of people. See, this is all about exposure and you being a part of a team that can help you help them. Now, certain people are what they call divergent, and you have an even spread of all of these personality types, and you can kind of, dabble in all areas and be of some benefit. But most people are predominant in these areas. Now, understanding these personality types not only puts you at the place to where you have assistance or help or guidance in some area within arm's reach, but it also is a good skill set to understand just as it relates to life, as it relates to building business, as it relates to building relationships, as it relates to understanding yourself, because now you know what makes you tick. Now you know what excites you. Now you know what you can do to help somebody else. So it helps you by understanding yourself first and foremost, but then understanding others as you build wealth and understand that that's a team sport. So in order to be a part of the team, you got to understand how to deal with one another, and those personality types, or being exposed to those personality types, puts you in a better position to help and be helped within this team as you're on your journey of building wealth.
Yes, if you're ready for number 8, hit the number 8. Put the number 8 in the comments, you guys.
Drop the
those
eights.
4 different personality types. You can find those probably almost anywhere online. Is very, very crucial in anything that you do that involves building a relationship. Some people, list them in the form of colors: blue, red, green. And yellow or something like that. Then you have the sharks, the whales, the dolphins, the urchins. You have different ways that people explain it, but at the end of the day, it's the same 4. Okay, you have those 4 different personality types, and again, that means everybody can bring something to the table and take something else away. All right, if you're just hopping on, we are giving you 10 reasons why building wealth is a team sport. Okay, reasons why you want to do it as a team, as a group, as a movement, opposed to doing it solo dolo. Okay, doing it by yourself, thinking you got it all figured out. Okay, 10 reasons why building wealth is a team sport. Number 8 is that you get the chance to find and love new family and new friends. Okay, why is this important and why is this on our list? I'll go back. We talked about this in the beginning of the list. I want you to think about this. So many people have so many ideas. They want to do so much. They have dreams. They have aspirations. They tell a family member and dreams just killed. Okay. They don't want to do anything but work a job. Okay. So you have to understand that sometimes you may have to put your family and your so-called friends aside for a second while you find the other 10 things on this list. Okay. It's very important. Sometimes if your family and your friends are not on the same page, it goes back to what I said earlier. It's a matter of them dragging you down with them or you completely disassociating yourself with them. But the bright side of that, because I know that seems scary. We talk about this all the time. People that we grew up with, would we like to bring them on this journey with us? Of course.
Absolutely.
Would we like for them to get wealthy with us? Of course we would. Would we like to introduce them to a totally different lifestyle and live it together? Of course we would. But the reality is you can't force that on anybody. Okay. They have to want it for themselves. And if they don't want to change, you have a decision to make. But trust me, you cannot bring those people with weak minds who don't have the same vision as you, who have no vision at all, no dreams. They quit dreaming a long time ago because somebody killed it for them. You can't bring those people with you on your journey. I don't care how hard you try. Eventually, you're just going to get drugged back into that old lifestyle that you had. The upside to this is that you'll make new family and you'll make new friends. I kid you not. We talk to people all over the map, okay? All over the U.S. We meet people online. We establish relationships with people, whether it's via Facebook, Instagram, text message, webinar. We talk to people all over the map. But when we get together, it's like we've been knowing each other forever.
All the time.
I can talk on the phone. I go from talking to a business partner, once a week to, twice a week. Now, we're talking every day. Okay, now I know your kid's name. You know my kid's name. Okay, wait. Now we mailing each other stuff. You know where I live. I know where you live. And you get together, and I kid you not, it's like you've been knowing these people forever. You always need to be open-minded to making new family and new friends, not to downgrade or disrespect or talk bad to the people that were in your life or the people who raised you or the people that you grew up with, but you can outgrow people. It's a part of life.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I know Drake said no new friends, but in all actuality, if you don't have any new friends or new people that you're growing from or mentors, then you'll be stuck in that same place. So you got to understand the power of new friends, new associates, just new people flowing into your life, and you pick and choose which ones add value to your life. Either you can add value to them or they can add value to you. I know they always say you can't choose your family, but in all actuality, you can't choose your blood family. But sometimes you meet and network and grow and build with people who have the same focus, same vision as you, and you become closer to those strangers than you are with certain friends, certain family that you grew up with. But because this is what you got to understand. You know, if you're on a journey, on a mission, and nobody else that's currently in your circle is on the same mission, they're naturally dragging you down. You see, if you're getting away from watching TV and the news and all they're bringing you is negativity, then they're affecting your personal growth and development because they're bringing you or keeping you in the same place that wasn't getting you the results that you wanted. So you got to change that circle of people. Imagine if you're pushing a car up a hill, say the car is dead and you're pushing a car up a hill, and you have the friends, your current friends and family around who don't want to help you get to the pinnacle or get to the top of your destination, and they just hop in the car. You know, they just hop on the hood. That's making your journey towards where you're trying to go a lot harder. So now you got to push, and you're more exhausted a lot faster because they didn't add value to your mission, to your journey. But you meet these new friends, you meet these new family members, and you are seeing that they are on the same mission as you are. So not only do they want to see you get the car up the hill, they want to help you get the car up the hill. So they help you push up the hill. Imagine how fast you can get to your goals because you have this new team. You see, you have this new circle of people who are on the same mission as you, but they also want to see you accomplish your mission. And a mentor of ours always said, if you can't change the people around you, you must change the people around you. So what that means is, if you can't change them, meaning that you can't change their habits, you can't change the things that they're focused on, then you have to change literally the people around you. So you have to change and be a part of a new circle because that old circle wasn't helping you get the results that you wanted. So you got to change your circle. And a lot of times that includes leaving people behind. Now, it may be some people that are in your current friend circle or your family circle who are on the same mission and they want to see you win. And you believe people based off what they do, never by what they say, because everybody will say they want to see you win. But if they're not taking the actions that's helping you get to your destination, or if it's not a win-win scenario being created and both of you are on a mission to accomplish those goals together, then you can't just believe it based off what they say. You got to do it based off of the actions that they take. If they're showing you that they want to see you win by adding value. So you got to understand the power in that. And if that's the case, if you don't have those people who want to see you win, then you have to change your circle completely in order to get to where you're trying to go. And that's okay.
Yes.
And you gotta, this is what they gotta understand. They will benefit as you make progression, as you build wealth. They will benefit from the sacrifices and them being cut off. They'll benefit from all of the work that you put in. So it's okay if you have to leave them behind temporarily. Just understand that you have to do what you have to do in order to surround yourself around the people that'll help you accomplish that goal, because building wealth is a team sport, and they just might not make the cut, so they may not be on the team. And that's okay.
All right, so we are down to like our last 5 minutes.
Yes,
so we
down
got
to
two
the
more.
wire.
We got two more. Give us the number 9. As you put your 9s in the comments, I'm gonna just go ahead and spit it out. You guys, one of the reasons why building wealth is a team sport is also that team can expand your vision.
Absolutely.
That team can expand your vision. I mean, to a whole new height. It's so crazy to me, like some of the things when we were just working jobs and we really, weren't building a business and weren't too focused on our finances. The things that we wanted back then, we don't even think about now. We want 10 times more. We want 10 times bigger than what we had. I was talking to, again, a business partner just the other week. And, she's new into working with us. And she was like, yeah, I'm thinking about, buying a house. And, this will be my first house. And it's this cute little neighborhood. It's quiet. It's good. I'll have this many bedrooms. And I was talking to her, and it was just sounding really mediocre. Okay. And I said, let me show you the type of things that we manifesting. Okay, let me show you the type of things that we are working on. Let me show you our vision. Not that you'll want the exact same, but when she saw the picture, she was like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. She felt some type of way. She was like, you know what? I guess I could use a pool. I guess I could use a couple extra bedrooms. You know what? I do like views. You know what? I was thinking about this little quiet neighborhood over here. I think I want more. So see, what I did there is I expanded her vision. And you get this all of the time, again, when you're working with a team.
You got to have people that's going to stretch you. I don't want to
Yes.
spend too much time because she hit the nail on the head, but you definitely got to have people that are going to stretch you as a person. You know, as you stretch as a person, then you're striving for more, and you realize that I didn't settle for mediocre. See, nobody was born to be mediocre. So don't settle for mediocre.
Right.
You have to be around people who are going to stretch you. And a lot of times that just means a matter of stretching your vision. So, that being said, number 10's in the comments. Let's get into number 10 before we wrap this up
10.
and conclude, so you can understand the power of building wealth with a team, because building wealth is a team sport, never meant to be done alone. Number 10, let's hear it.
Number 10. It's just more fun. It's so much fun. Think about everything that we said. You know, you got a new family, you got new friends, people you can, you know, talk about your struggles with, people that you can build with, people that you can learn from, people that you can grow with, people that you can kick it with. It's so much more fun to do it as a team, to establish these relationships, and y'all all go to the top together. Opposed to dragging somebody, having them dragging you down, dragging them. It's so much more fun to have a group of people that you can accomplish whatever you want to accomplish with.
I love it. I love it. You know, they say it's lonely at the top, but if you
Yes.
got a team of people and you didn't do it all alone, then you won't be lonely. So you got to understand the
We're kicking
power
it
in
at the
that. You
top.
know, you see, when you want to do certain things together, imagine hitting the top by yourself or just doing certain things solo. You see, life is all about the experiences you create, and the experience is nothing if you don't have any people to enjoy it with. But if you have people who hit the top with you, or at least striving towards hitting the top with you, now you have people you can celebrate with, so it's never lonely. So understand the fun that comes from that. You see, life is a journey, but it's all about the experiences that you create. And if you do it with a team, then you have a team of people who remember where you started, but they also helped you get to where you were going as you helped them get to where they were going. And now you're celebrating together. You're not the only one celebrating just for you. They celebrate your success as well as you're celebrating their success, and it gets no more fun than that.
Yes, I mean, again, I'm going to close it out with this past weekend was incredible out in Atlanta. You guys, hundreds of people. We laughed together. We cried together. We worked together. We learned together. We ate together. I mean, literally everything that you can imagine. Think outside of the box, you guys. Be open-minded to strangers, because strangers are really the person who are going to take you to the next level. It's not the people that you already know. I kid you not.
Facts.
It's not. It's facts. So it's much more fun. Do it as a team, and I promise you, you will not regret it. 60 seconds.
I love it. So, in conclusion, go through the 10. These are the 10 reasons why building wealth is a team sport.
Reevaluate your circle. Sorry.
Absolutely. Go through those 10. Take notes, write them down. If you're not a part of a team, a movement that's on a mission to build wealth, then you might be doing yourself a disservice. So partner up with a team. Get with whoever shared the video with you. Get with us, and we can position you with a team who's on that mission to make that happen. You see, we live in a world where we're conditioned for failure and oftentimes programmed or fooled into mediocrity. So people find themselves living like peasants instead of the royalty that they were meant to be. But you see, and here we are royalty. We see the king in you. We see that queen in you from start to finish. It's just time for you to take your seat on the throne. Because here's where we uplift your character, your confidence, and your cash flow. As royalty, you should establish a solid financial foundation that'll soon lead to your abundance and thriving empire. Take your seat on the throne. We are royalty. Salute.